One of the big things that we haven't talked about before is this month we're going to go in depth on new features on Canva. So this is something I've wanted to talk about for a while and definitely could be the subject of its own separate video. But I think it's really important to discuss because if you are doing any sort of social marketing, likely you are making use of the tools available on Canva. And if you aren't, please start. So Canva at the end of September did a Canva Create event, and it was a virtual event where they unveiled a ton of new features that are really going to set Canva apart as this powerhouse of visual digital creation online. They already have disrupted the graphic design industry in a massive way with new features like the ability to switch between web and print color profiles to make your print images even better and to make your files even higher resolution that you can pull off of the Canva platform. But the announcements at Canva Create and the new features that they rolled out, there are more than 10, but I kind of picked 10-ish that we should chat about and highlight today. Some of them I have mixed feelings about. Some of them I have very positive feelings about. So let's dive in and look at all the different things that have come out of Canva Create. Canva Docs is one big thing. So documents in Canva that you can integrate your designs and things like that, which is really, really interesting to me. It's, I'm a big Google work suite user. I really, really love using Google just because it is so easy and accessible to share between people, whether or not they have a Google account. I'm curious to see if Canva Docs allows people who maybe aren't familiar with the platform or don't have an account, how easy is it for them to get involved? How quickly can people collaborate if they're an outside user? So this is important to me because I work with a lot of teams that aren't designers, that aren't necessarily users of design software. So collaborating across a design platform, the learning curve, and this is, purely me, selfish, my uses, is the learning curve going to be small enough that it could be potentially a replacement or disruptor to Google Docs? Because currently I use Google Docs like I'm using it right now for my notes. I use Google Docs and then link to Canva. I can definitely see how nice it would be to have that document within Canva and make that link really streamlined to just open up in the same pane a design that I'm referencing on a collaborative project. As a person who also really struggles with things like Airtable, Trello, ClickUp, and any of those project management softwares, I'm interested to see if this functionality, along with the Whiteboards functionality, I want to see if those integrate and make it easier to do project management right inside Canva. It definitely seems like that is the route that Canva wants to go. They want to create visual collaboration spaces that are project-based within their platform. Okay, so we talked about docs. Whiteboards in Canva is another big thing that I mentioned briefly. It's exactly like any other virtual whiteboard creative platform, but I see this as being really beneficial because you can pull in and cross-team remotely discuss designs in a really quick storyboarding format versus all of you being in the actual design document and leaving comments. You could put 5 designs in one whiteboard and make notes comparing those 5 designs and have it in a unified space, making brainstorming sessions and team collaborations a lot easier. So if this is something you're doing in your brand, maybe you have a designer hired, maybe you don't, maybe it's you and a couple other team members, I think this could be a really useful feature, especially as more and more businesses are looking at tools for supporting remote design work. I think it's really, really neat. Websites on Canva. So they've been toying with this for a while, and this feature has kind of been around for a minute, but they really added a lot more robust options to it. As somebody who builds websites primarily on Wix, and I've used every other website platform as well, I don't know that this is going to be totally like replace some of those other platforms. However, having your designs in a unified place and being able to pull brand elements quickly and easily from other documents to make a web presence, I can see how businesses would like that. Use case wise, I want to see more specific use cases before I decide whether Canva is an actual player for developing websites and web presences. I have seen a couple brands demo this feature and use it to make quick landing pages for events. And I think some of those have looked really slick and they're pretty responsive and simple. I don't know for like a full website, right? Your entire web presence. I don't know if it makes sense. I'm willing to see though. I'm willing to wait and see. I want to see more use cases come out before I really make a please never use Canva or like it's okay. For now though, I say wait for use cases and things like that, other demos that are not just from Canva itself, right? Like they're going to want to make their product look good. I want to see other users like really dig in and be like, okay, here are the functionalities of it. Here's times where it's made sense. Here's times where it hasn't, and really get in and experiment with it beyond just Canva being like, you can make websites. It's perfect and great. Other tools that I love, that these are ones I'm like super amped about. One-click video background remover. The pro feature for one-click image background remover, amazing game changer, and really upset a lot of diehard Adobe fans because they're like, well, it's not the same. Like, yeah, it's not the same, but it gives the tools to people who don't have Photoshop skills. Like, that's such a powerful thing. Like, business owners, you can pull the background off, you can have a powerful product image, you can make yourself look better online. Like, yes. So now there's a one-click video background remover. I personally don't really like Canva's video editor. It's not my favorite way to edit videos, but adding the one-click video background remover, that's a really powerful tool. And currently some of the apps and tools that I use for video editing, it's not super functional to remove a background from a video. I can think of a lot of different use cases where I'd want to do that if I don't have a green screen available or set up. Like, it'd be really nice, right? So video background remover, I'm curious to see how they update their video editing tools within the platform in general, but that one I'm pretty excited about. AI image creator from texttoimage.app. What? I saw this one demoed in their recordings of the Create session, the Canva Create announcements. I can't wait to play with it. Like, you type in phrases, like one of the phrases that they demoed was red balloon floating over the Himalayas, and then you can create images or graphics based on your phrase. Oh my gosh. Like, and it happens in seconds. Like, I can't wait to play with that. I think that is so cool and so neat. And anybody who's talking about Web3 right now needs to be talking about design tools and content creation tools that are happening in Web3, because yeah, graphic designers should be a little bit scared, but obviously nothing's going to ever beat the human touch. I think this is a neat tool though. Like, I can't wait to just play from it from a nerdy perspective. I think it's cool. I present from Canva a lot of times when I teach online or even in person. So Canva has created a whole updated suite of presentation tools to make synchronous and asynchronous, so that's real time and not real time, presentations way more useful and way more functional. One of the things that I saw demoed that I was like, I like that a lot, is improved transitions, audio editing, and animations for when you're recording a presentation in Canva, which I've used before for different classes, and I liked them before. The improved tools that they've just launched, I think it's going to make it even better. So coupling that with like whiteboards and docs, I can see that Canva is really, really pushing to become, almost startup central, right? Like let people who are building slide decks or pitch decks have access to these tools to collaborate all in one space for everything from social media, design, print media, and presentation. I think they're on the right track for that stuff. Expanded printing options. So there's more products that you can order prints from. Canva's really focusing on sustainability with prints. So they have the one print, one tree planted thing. You can also have your items shipped, or you can pick up for free at FedEx in the US, FedEx stores, or Staples stores in Canada. So that's neat. That's really useful. I've used their print services to have postcards made and business cards, and I've been really impressed with them and very happy with A, cost, B, speed, and C, quality. So seeing more things available for print, including, swag, right? Like shirts, mugs, hats. It's interesting. I mean, do we need more stuff created in the world? Probably not. That's a whole aside for a separate video, I'm sure. But print media options expanding, definitely something that I've used in the past, and I like the fact that there's expanded options coming out. These two updates are going to feed into community building and co-building of a platform. And like this can be a case study on its own of software platforms that use community in a positive way to co-build and develop an even stronger tool. I would love to compare it to Adobe, but we're not going to because we're just going to make me mad if we do that. Creator and developer marketplaces have just launched for Canva. So what that means is they're running tests on it, and it's kind of a limited trial basis right now, but they've already had a way for creators to design and sell some of their templates within the platform. They're making that even more robust. So if you're a designer and you make Canva templates, you can sell them and make money within Canva. That's really huge because I've seen so many people who sell their templates like on their own website, which is fine. But then, you're relying on marketing that you put out versus people being in the platform, being in the app, and seeking those templates right there in the moment, finding yours, paying it. It's a streamlined experience, right? If I'm looking for a Canva template, I'm probably going to be searching. I'm going to be searching on Canva. I'm not going to go to Google and be like Canva templates. Like people sell them on Etsy, people sell them on their own websites. Building out that creator marketplace within their platform makes so much sense. They've also announced that they have their new API and their developer marketplace is being created. So plugins like texttoimage.app, QR code creator, Bitmoji, Hue and Stripe, all of these different things that currently plug into Canva, they're opening it up for people who want to create additional plugins, additional apps that are supported within Canva. I think this is fantastic when a platform allows people to open source co-create and kind of define the direction of a platform. You're going to get so much better usership and just so much more quality of tools because the people who are using it are actually helping develop additional tool functionalities, especially now that they've launched their docs, websites, and whiteboards. I'm curious to see how the developer marketplace either uses or doesn't use those Canva functionalities and like what the main focus of the developer marketplace is. Is it going to be design tools? Is it going to be collaboration tools? A mix of both? Like, I'm looking forward to that. They also just had their first ever community awards. So Canva is a community-based software. People have been co-creating from the beginning of it on the platform and collaborating. So Canva championing their users and celebrating people who are doing impactful things using Canva, doing, meaningful work, collaborating, using their tools in creative ways, and then just creating cool things, right? In general, they announced that there were some really neat initiatives that are using Canva and had some really cool use cases for their social justice and impact cases. So the community awards to me, I'm like, that just speaks as a community nerd. That just speaks to Canva's dedication to its users and caring about what its users are doing and the change that they're making in the world. Not necessarily just being like Canva's making this change, but like these individuals are making this change. We're honored to support them through the use of our tool. So I think that's, kind of sets the tone for what is going to be developed in the future, right? They're very user centric right now. I hope that that remains.